When I met Dr. Duntsch, he was very confident about what he could do, that he had bragged that he was the best back surgeon that there had ever been.
I asked Dr. Duntsch how many times he had performed this particular surgery, and he said over 600 times.
We agreed to have surgery, and he said that he could do things that other people could not do. He was going to put these devices in my spine to fuse it. After the surgery, he said that everything had gone great, but I was no better. I was possibly even worse.
Dr. Duntsch told us that Ken needed a second surgery.
The doctor said that he could do a surgery through my side that would fix the pain that I was in.
It would take about an hour and a half. Ken was in the operating room for about 4 hours. I was starting to get worried. He was in a lot of trouble.
So I woke up about a day and a half later. I was laying there in intensive care, and the first thing I realized is my legs were just burning like there was a bonfire on them. Dr. Duntsch, he was a quack and a crazy man.
Dr. Duntsch almost killed my husband.
The most horrifying thing is that he had already had 2 patients that had died, and that he had had like 4 that was quadriplegics, and we knew none of this. As a result of 2 botched surgeries, I'm confined to a scooter. I can only shuffle or walk about 150 steps. My wife, Glenda, has basically become my caregiver.
There have been a lot of days that I wanted to change my name. Glenda, can you get me this? Glenda, can you do this? Glenda, can you go get that? I think it is apparent that Dr. Duntsch didn't know what he was doing, and I don't think the lack of knowledge stopped him. I think it was greed.
I have nothing to say to Christopher Duntsch. I just hope I never see his face again.
Tell me you're good for about 150 steps max now.
That's it.
And the rest of the time you're confined to the scooter.
Or chair.
Or chair, right. Now, how did you find Dr. Duntsch?
A friend of mine had a motorcycle accident, and he had been to this clinic, and they had helped him. And he knew I had a back problem, was having quite a bit of pain. And he referred me to this particular clinic, and we went in, and Dr. Duntsch was the only one there that was taking Medicare. Then his nurse got in touch with me and said that he was setting his own practice up.
If you look at his resume on paper, it's really impressive.
I asked him, how many times have you done this surgery?
He said 600 times, right?
He said over 600 times, and he was very agitated that I asked him that.
Really? Did he have a God complex?
He thought he was it. He said, he told us he was the best doctor in Dallas. There was nobody better than him. He could do things nobody else could do. And he didn't like for you to ask questions. He liked to do all the talking.
Yeah. He said to you at one point, what do you want from me? I did your first surgery for free. Where did that come into the relationship?
Well, my husband was his first patient.
Right.
And we now know that he didn't have his malpractice insurance in place. Medicare does not cover surgeries or any other care unless the doctor has malpractice insurance. So he didn't get paid, neither did the hospital. And then after the second surgery, 6 months later, when we finally met up with him at our choice, because we tracked him down, and Ken started telling him how bad he was, what a shape he'd left him in, he got up, put his hand on the doorknob to leave, and he turned around and looked at us, and he said, what do you want from me? After all, I did your first surgery for free.
Through discovery, there's an email that's turned up that he sent to his staffer. Y'all have seen that now, but we'll share it with the viewers. He said, and these are quotes, I'm so far outside the box that the earth is small. Anyone close to me thinks I likely am something between God, Einstein, and the Antichrist. I am ready to leave the love and kindness and goodness and patience that I mix with everything else that I am and become a cold-blooded killer. Never, ever blank argue with me in front of anyone. What I'm being is what I am, one of a kind, a blank stone-cold killer that can buy or own or steal or ruin or build whatever he wants. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.